It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get crazy. It's gonna be loud. This is our house. We do what we wanna. We'll blow the roof out. Everybody's coming. It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to go down.
You are listening to the Gritty Podcast, where we talk about all things gritty. Grit means never quitting. It means coming back time and time again until you succeed. So on this show, we talk hunting, we talk outdoors, we talk conservation, we talk family and life. We talk fitness, and we talk strength of body, strength of mind, and strength of character. Prioritize who you are and who you want to be. Get gritty, because life isn't fair, and a little grit can make all the difference.
Welcome to Guide Talk. KGUID 95.5 on your FM dial. Good morning.
No, you're good. You're good. Keep doing those dishes, Nancy.
Either in or out, Dally. You're either on the podcast or you're doing dishes. I'm just. We have an angry guide this morning.
All right.
Angry hippie. Grumpy. Welcome to the Gritty Podcast, where we talk about all things gritty and things that annoy us.
Thank you. That was perfect.
Well done. Short and
It
sweet.
didn't feel that gritty, though.
No,
It kind of had a
I'm too smooth
very
to be gritty.
Yeah, smooth.
It was
I can't
very
help it.
radio-esque.
Smooth.
Barklow here, he would
Barklow's gritty.
throw down an
Yeah.
intro. A
You
true
delivered
gritty
it like
intro.
smooth 90s rock at such and such FM at midnight. You know, it's kind of that.
Well, yeah, it's welcome to the Love Line. Call in with your problems. The Rocket's here to help.
Oh my God! Boy, here we go.
This was my day to sleep in, and you wanted to record a
Oops. What are
Uh-oh.
we doing here?
That can't be good.
Well, there it is.
Hey, and we're back.
Yeah.
This brief commercial break was brought to you by Valkyrie Broadheads.
Okay.
Where we can shoot a deer anywhere.
Well, let's touch on that for a second.
Wait, I thought it was a rant, though.
Well, I did kill a deer yesterday.
You redeemed it. You made an
Yes.
incredible,
That
awesome
was an
shot on a
amazing
deer
shot.
yesterday.
Well
Thank
done.
you. That arrow with the Valkyrie head, quartering away, went straight through and then blew out the offside leg. Just blew it to
Yeah.
bits.
What is your finished weight on that setup, that arrow with broadhead?
505 grains.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
hitting them with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And
Jeez,
the
that's
tip
packing a
weight
punch.
being like 200 grains. It
So
just,
it's- yeah.
boom. But I heard that snap, and it sounded like it busted a tree branch or something.
Yeah.
But it was
It was his leg on the opposite side.
Yeah.
literally destroyed
Clean through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 92 yards.
it. Yeah.
I've
It was
never
a poke.
seen those broadheads before, but yeah, devastating.
That was yeah. You sold me on that broadhead. That was
It's
Awesome.
incredible. And then I grabbed the arrow. I'm like, it's completely ready to shoot today.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even need to sharpen the blade.
It's
crazy.
that's insane.
crazy.
Yeah. So that was cool. It was a rough week.
It's a tough week.
It was a fun week.
Let's
be positive.
It was
a lot of
It was
fun.
a blast.
Great time.
But the deer hunting was kicking our butts.
Yeah. It's tough. I think people come here with a different thought of how it's going to be. You know, you're thinking, all right, I'm going to watch,
Yeah.
$27 bed in the white, on the down shade side of a piece of sagebrush. And I'll mark it in my head, and then I'll stalk this one. Well, I blew that one. I'll stalk this one. Dude, this is like timber breaky country. These deer crawl in cracks to bed, and you don't see them again until evening. So it's a
Right.
lot of cutting them off.
Right.
Yep.
It's totally different than what I expected. The caliber of deer is phenomenal.
Yeah, great deer.
Absolutely. I've been to Alberta a couple of times, and you've got deer on par with all of that. And so incredible animals, but getting a shot, you get way more stock opportunities in Alberta than I did here, just because, like you said, that you could glass them up, spot them, put them to bed, and then spend your whole day going after them. Here you're kind of like trying to outwit them, intercept them, ghost them through the wilderness, find them.
And these deer weren't. I mean, we kind of tried to figure out how we could pattern these deer, but man, it was a different play.
They're completely patternable. These deer never left the county.
Yeah, they stayed in the county.
Actually, that's not true either, because that one cattle guard is the county line. So,
so they didn't. So
we actually hunted deer across 2 counties.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but it was pretty awesome. What was that? We did see some big deer. We're not going to talk about how big.
No.
But they were, rest assured, folks.
You have to book a hunt. If you would like to book a hunt and come out with Trophies West, trophieswest.com, you can see just how big.
And one thing I'll say that I saw a number of monster drop time bucks here. Mm-hmm. I have never seen one in Alberta.
Really?
Yep. You got that.
We've got some character. A big feature here is the inlines. We
Yeah,
get really a lot of bucks with the inline. We've got that inline genetic and the occasional kicker and drop time, but it's
so cool to see
fun.
those genetics just playing out everywhere.
Right. For years too. I mean, we're not talking like just 3 years. I'm talking for 20 years.
Now, how long have you guys been managing age class?
95. I think Craig started this in 95. And right from the beginning, we wanted to do this that way, so as we would lease up and control more, contiguous blocks of land, we work really hard to shoot deer 5.5 or older. Obviously the occasional 4.5-year-old deer gets killed. Never anything less than that, not without a public flogging of the guide. So, and our man in the kitchen over there is like the age Nazi. Like if you come back with a 4.5-year-old deer in the truck, you are like trying to avoid Dally and hoping that he went to bed already, and you don't want him to come out. And he's like, "Oh, what'd you get?" I'm like, "Oh no, just a deer. It's all good. You don't need to come out and no, stay inside. You're already changed in your pajamas. Don't come out to the shed and look." Like that, because he gets so mad.
So, how tough is it to get a rifle tag here?
This is a general area.
As
long you draw the Montana tag, right? So which has been, for quite some time it was 100% draw, but now we're back to, things have skewed back the other way, but it's still very
So technically my tag was both a archery and a rifle.
Well, that's how Montana is.
Okay.
You just get a tag.
That's right. Right.
You just get a tag.
I remember that. So that's what's cool about Montana then. Yeah. You can hunt the whole archery season, and then if you don't tag out, you can come back.
Montana has always been managed for opportunity rather than trophy quality. There are some units that are managed for trophy quality, but I feel like Montana as a whole is an opportunity state. There's 5 weeks of archery season, 5 weeks of rifle season. Yeah. Like if you hold a deer in an elk tag, you can literally hunt 10 straight weeks in the state of Montana. It's I don't know. It's a special place.
It's a special place.
I think it's cool. Hunting's a big part of, people's tradition and lifestyle, and that's a big thing here.
I still have an elk tag. When's the last of the season? When's the elk season end?
Your elk tag actually is tomorrow is the end of it. It's done.
There's no rifle with
not
it's just
for
deer?
yours. Yeah, yours specifically.
Why do you got
I'm joking.
Oh, jeez, come on.
Yeah, you're done.
Your elk tag goes
Rocket.
until the Sunday after Thanksgiving. I mean, it turns into a rifle tag. Wow. Now, you can't rifle hunt elk here because this happens to be a special draw. But there are, most of the state is open to general to wear your rifle tag. So I'm sure there's other. If anybody out there in Montana is listening, Gritty's looking for a place to go elk hunting. If you'd like to invite him to your place,
hit me a DM.
Shameless plug. I'm going to warn you. Don't feed him beans, and he's a lot shorter than you think. He sounds taller on radio.
Let's talk about that. Okay, pet peeves, right? Mm-hmm. One of mine is do not pass gas in an enclosed area. It's just that's
common
crossing
courtesy.
A line. Okay, it's just wrong. You cannot be farting in the cab of a truck.
Right.
You just got to suck it up and hold it like a man.
Right, but
Do you agree?
Also realize that like when you jump out, let one rip and then jump right back in, and it's still stuck to your clothing. That counts. Like.
No,
it counts.
Wait,
if you don't break it off, that's not cool.
There has to be a clean break there.
Look, let's admit it. I can't break them off. It's physically impossible.
I think we should have your mom weigh in on this.
Yes. I agree.
Mrs. Gritty, if you're listening,
I
almost nearly took him to the hospital myself here in Forsyth to have him checked out. So,
well, it didn't help that our cook Melanie fed us beans for every meal, including breakfast.
It was a high-protein diet.
Exactly. It's a lot of protein. She thought we needed the help to get up the hill.
She told me, Eric from Backbone, because you can't have a lot of meat
Right,
and dairy.
right.
She's like, I wanted to help him get his protein, so beans ended up being the source for.
So it's Eric's fault.
We blame Eric.
It's Eric's fault.
I believe she has this hidden agenda where she's trying to make somebody crap their pants.
Yeah.
while
She
hunting.
giggled every
Well,
day.
the thing was, I didn't
She comes
have
across
to.
sweet, but
The thing is we didn't have to eat the beans. The problem is she smothered them in bacon and brown sugar and things like that, and so it was really
She
hard.
baited us.
Yeah.
she totally baited it.
And baiting is illegal in Montana.
It is illegal. and she did it.
Thought that was unfair.
So Bassham, do you have and the reason we're on this topic of
Beans and farting?
of
I have some insight.
of
Beans and cornbread had a fight. Beans get cornbread out of sight.
no, the reason is because Barklow left, so he's not on the show today. But when you peel back John Barklow, anyone who has spent time with him, there's some depth there,
Layers.
There's lots of layers.
and some of them are savage.
Indeed.
And some of us get a rare insight into the pools of darkness in there, and steep man, and so we really feel like it would be great if he started his own podcast.
We do. And we had some moments while driving around.
That we should have recorded.
Golly, pure gold. And
Yes.
it would be the uncut or uncensored
Yeah,
version.
he'd have that E
And it would
after
be-
the podcast. Is that
Explicit?
How that, yeah.
Yes.
he
Like,
would-
actually, he'd have two of them.
Yeah, with a plus sign.
I don't know if that's a thing, but
Well, he would make it a thing.
yeah, he would.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and you two, Rocket, you and Barklow really gel.
He's like
well.
a kindred spirit. Like, I've been working hard lately on my positivity and trying to be positive, and he brought me right back to ground zero in my comfort zone. Like, my safe space is being angry. I don't know why, but he's my people, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
You guys, so we decided at some point, maybe after, down the road or when you guys get the
when the world
guts
is ready
to do
for
it. Yeah.
Right.
You're going to start a podcast called Grumpy and the Clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be family friendly.
Right. Don't let your kids listen.
And if you get your feelings hurt easily, you're not going to want to listen to it or be a guest.
Right. Because if you're a guest, you're in for some special treatment.
Think of it as like a roast.
Yes.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Grumpy
and the Clown.
and the
Yeah,
Clown.
it's very much a roast.
And I feel like the clown scares Barklow.
Yeah.
But he said today, circus clown.
Yeah.
He's done, rodeo clowns are okay.
I've changed his world.
I've been watching rodeo clown activities all week.
See, in any other context, that would be strange.
It would be very weird.
I'm watching videos and, I mean, what the fighters do.
Yeah,
and
the
clowns.
bullfighters. And in this day and age, it's like totally ramped up, man. They're turning into extreme athletes. They're doing flips and things over the bulls that you're just like, what?
I'm kind of disappointed you can't do that stuff.
Well, I could have, 50 pounds ago, but I'm 40. I'll be 43 here in about 3 days. So my flipping days are
No longer
my
an
flipping on
option.
purpose days are over. I
Right,
mean,
right.
So
I don't know what's going on there.
he's breaking stuff.
Yeah. So, Bassham,
Yo,
what's your pet peeve?
my pet peeve. Oh, man. Gosh, you threw me a curveball there. I wasn't really ready to answer that one. You know what my pet peeve is?
Whining and complaining
Here's-
is a
here's
pet
what
peeve
my-
of mine.
What really grinds your gears?
Here's what grinds my gears. You know what grinds my gears is people on social media that are fake.
Rabbit hole.
People that portray
Define.
themselves in a way that's untrue.
But
Pisses
isn't
me
that
off.
sort of what social media has become? Isn't that
That's
sort
exactly
of the
what
point of
becomes it.
social media? You can
Pisses
be
me
who you
off.
want behind a
Yeah.
keyboard?
I don't like that which is not authentic and
Insta
true.
famous.
And no,
I don't even like the word insta famous.
makes me mad.
I don't like the word insta famous because people say it to me all the time.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
Well, you
Yeah.
were
I'm like-
sort of like insta storying yesterday. As
One
we're
story.
We're blood trailing your deer and you're insta storying. I'm like, maybe look at the ground.
But I've
I
got the
was looking at the
clown.
ground.
Well,
He's
you did.
doing
It was
It was-
totally.
it
It was
was-
totally covered. He was just
covered,
documenting
yeah.
the experience. But I got to give him crap about it.
But that I agree though. It's I think it's harder and harder to do that today though. Like you can do it for a while, but it catches up to you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And if you're not real and you're not honest, if
Exactly.
you're fake, you're like, man, I did this and this. You know.
Yeah. There's
It
too
is.
much information out there. People can just go ahead
Yeah.
and check
Well,
you on your BS. Like,
It's at the end of the day, all you have left to stand on is your integrity. And you know what? Like, just be true to yourself. Just be real.
Well,
That's what people want.
Yesterday, if I had taken that shot and you guys weren't there to watch it, and I said what happened, I don't think you guys would have believed me.
no,
I would have.
no.
That
We watched it and we're not sure we believe it.
yeah.
We were there.
Did he actually sneak 30 yards
Yeah.
closer? We didn't notice. Yeah. That was a
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I want
That
to
could
know.
be like a whole podcast in
Oh,
itself.
that,
though. I mean,
that
that's
could be a multiple
huge,
series.
a huge rabbit hole and extremely relevant right now.
Yep.
You know?
Extremely relevant. But here's what we really want to know: is
Inquiring
rodeo
minds.
clown. What are the pet peeves of a rodeo clown?
Oh, what's my pet peeve?
Yeah.
Or a guide, because you can interchange.
Oh.
Yeah, you're both.
Yeah.
I have to go into the phone booth though and like switch my costume, and then
Yes.
I come back out and
Okay.
I'm like, hey,
Don't forget the Opticade.
Sitka guide. You know, it's the whole deal.
Opticape. That's what I was trying-
Opticape.
The
Ooh,
Opticape.
I like that.
It came out wrong the first time.
We did talk
Opticape.
yesterday about Barklow making me a subalpine superhero cape.
Yeah. I kind of
And when you
am
say
Lord of the
superhero
Rings,
cape,
like,
you can't see this, but you have to.
yeah,
But it's Optifade. You
Yeah.
can't see it.
I like invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it.
Yeah.
If you could just pull that thing
If you're a
around
Harry
and-
Potter nerd, you would say it like that. But I say superhero cape because, like, I watch real stuff.
Well, I'm
Like,
I'm more like a.
Because superheroes are real.
but you have kids, you get a pass.
I'm more like a Lord of the Rings.
Gotcha.
That's more. They have swords and arrows and
Yeah.
bows and stuff.
Yeah, still, but you have kids, and so you can get a pass. Like, I have a tiny little child, so I'm watching things like.
Dora the Explorer.
No, not even there.
Not
yet.
even-
Like
no, you're
younger
not there
than that.
yet.
Like I drink my coffee and watch Sesame Street each morning. You want to talk about a rant? Sesame Street has changed, my friend. Like in
Here
our
we
day,
go.
Sesame Street was like super cool. Like Sesame Street now has like EDM and rap stars
Oh my
doing
gosh.
like cameos, and I swear to God, I saw Snoop Dogg on an episode of Sesame Street. It's like,
teaching
what's up, Big Bird, my nizzle? Like, it was so weird, man. That's not how it was when we were kids.
No.
The lack of quality content for a child these days is terrible.
That's
I can't
rough.
find a decent cartoon to watch. It's terrible.
No, it's
I
tough.
just hate it. It's terrible. But
So that's a pet peeve.
that's a pep. I've got like, I mean, we don't have all day. I know you want to get on the road, but I mean, this could be a.
I'll sit here and listen.
How
to
long
pet
can a
peeves.
podcast be before
Well,
people tune out?
I think I'd like to go. There's a few more I'd like to air. You know, myself. So
I will say that one pet peeve of mine is people who ask me to record podcasts at 7 a.m. on my day off. I'm not. I mean, I love you and I love your podcast, but like I could have slept in today.
we did sleep in today.
We did.
in
That
fact,
extra
we woke
2
up-
hours was awesome.
We slept in till 6.
Yeah,
6?
The extra 2 hours was welcome.
Instead of 4 a.m.
I feel like a totally different person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
What are your pet peeves, Brian?
Another one of mine is margarine.
Margarine.
I hate
Yeah.
margarine. It physically makes me angry. and when you have something that needs butter, and pretty much all meals need butter,
Right.
as you can tell, I am
noticed
not
your
afraid
love
of
of butter.
dairy.
Yeah.
Like you have butter with a side of food.
Correct.
I eat a cube a day, and it's not a joke. Like
no,
it's honest. I don't
true.
know. I need it, and I love it. And so when I see margarine, and that's the only option, yeah,
You'll take it?
no.
Oh, you're out.
I'm angry.
Oh, you're just mad.
I'm mad. Like I'm not eating it. I don't even know what it is. I think it's some plastic polymer.
What about all the new stuff, like the healthy stuff that
I can't
that butter
believe it's
people
not
are-
butter.
Yeah,
I
like,
can.
Isn't there something
It's
called
not
like
butter, people.
Olivia or something made out of like with an olive oil base, like for heart healthy
If
people?
I want olive oil, I'll have olive oil.
So if it's not butter, you hate it. Period.
period.
There's no okay
Do not
substitute.
bastardize butter.
Gotcha.
It's glorious in its native form. Don't touch it.
There you have it.
Margarine.
Margarine.
Hate it.
Hate.
So,
Margarine.
Bassham. What's next?
What's next? Let's see. In an effort to keep it real,
Yes.
what pisses me off is missing.
Ouch.
Is what?
Missing.
Missing.
Shots.
Oh.
I had a little bit of a miss yesterday. Clean mess, but
I was.
Miss.
I always when I hear
Dude, that's
clean miss, It's like you're glad because you didn't wound an animal,
Right.
And that's
but
what
you're
I'm
also
saying.
like, I missed the entire
I
target.
missed the whole effing
I
thing.
missed a 270-pound deer that's like 6 feet long and 5 feet tall.
You're not making it feel better.
I'm not supposed to.
You know what pisses me off even more? When
I'm not
rodeo
here to
clowns
coddle
make
you.
fun of me on the podcast. That pisses me off.
I'm not here to be your friend.
Clearly.
I'm not here to make you a balloon animal.
Hey, if you're gonna book a hunt with the rodeo clown, you better come with
Some thick skin.
some thick skin because
Yeah.
if you miss, you're never going to hear the end of it.
No.
I can miss with the best of them, you know? Hey.
I missed earlier.
True.
I missed. I sort of hit. I hit a branch. As near
Contact
as we
was
can tell.
made.
And that arrow careened. But we thought I killed it or hurt because it limped off in a way that looked
Right.
really hurt. And then the clown nicknamed my deer Nancy Kerrigan and me Tanya Harding.
Mm-hmm. You did. You Tanya Harding that deer right in the Nancy Kerrigan.
But the good thing was we, in our due diligence,
Yes.
we found both parts of your arrow because it broke. And, that was not fatal.
And
at all.
also,
Yeah, there's no
There's no
blood
way.
on the shaft.
Deer's fine.
you had the wherewithal to do it yourself and not hire your bodyguard to do it for you, like Tanya Harding.
True.
Yeah, I'm
manned up.
Yeah. You didn't hide in the shadows like that weak.
And-
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure that the deer I shot it was Nancy Kerrigan, so we can just drop it now.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, not to call BS, but we did just talk about keeping it real and lying on Facebook, so I'm not going to do it. Speaking of Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan, didn't a movie come out about that?
Yeah,
Like,
it did.
Has anybody seen it?
No, but like that Margot Robbie is who played Tanya Harding, and she's like an 11, and Tanya Harding was like a 3.5. So I don't see how that's okay.
Why did they do it that way?
Yeah, like, is it always like
Again, things that piss
if that's
me
the
off.
case,
That's not authentic.
if that's the case, who's going to play me in my movie? Like somebody, like I mean,
Will Ferrell.
because I'm already an 11. So where are you going to find a 22 to play Rocket Ryan? That's what I want to know.
I think Will Ferrell playing Rocket Ryan.
Ooh,
Instant success.
Will Ferrell. That's what we need on the podcast.
Yes.
we'll just rope him in.
Yeah. Don't you have an
Seems-
agent? to
Okay,
call?
Schedules.
I like that pet peeve missing.
Yeah.
So Rocket,
Another pet peeve?
yeah. What's yours?
Mr. Pibb.
What?
Mr. Pibb, the fake Dr. Pepper. If he knows because he's from Texas.
I know what you're talking about.
So I'm from like
I
I'm
gotta hear
from
this.
like I lived in Montana most of my adult life, and
Yeah.
then I got married, and I live in Texas now. Everybody says, "Well, why did you move to Texas?" Marriage. We compromised, and I did what she wanted. I got outvoted 1-1 again. So I live in Texas now. I love Texas a lot to love about Texas, and I still spend my falls in Montana. So I kind of have the best of both worlds. Texas, as we talked about, its own culture, its own food, its own beer, its own music. It's like another country. But one thing that is like the holy water in Texas is Dr. Pepper. You go anywhere and get I mean, that's just what people do in Texas. You come to other places, sometimes up north, and they offer you Mr. Pibb. It's like a Dr. Pepper
It's a knockoff.
knockoff.
It's a knockoff.
And it makes me mad. I'm like, Mr. Pibb. Like, why didn't you just finish school and get your doctorate? Like, I mean, you could have a master's and be Mr. Pibb, but why would you choose the guy with the master's over the doctor? Like, I mean, we came up here the first time I brought my wife up here to some rodeos. We were like up north in Montana, up toward the High Line, and we go into a little diner, and the nice lady comes over and takes our order. And my wife says, Dr. Pepper, please. And the lady says, is Mr. Pibb okay? And my wife looks at her with all seriousness and goes, is Monopoly money okay? Wow.
That's awesome.
And that's like one of the more tame things my wife has said. Like, that's the only story I can tell on my wife on a podcast.
Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb makes me mad.
I didn't know that. I mean, is there a taste difference?
Oh, my God, yes. Are you kidding me? It's like margarine to butter. I mean, it's the
Wow.
same idea.
Okay, I feel assaulted.
So now you understand.
Yeah, I do.
If anybody from Texas sees you drinking a Mr. Pibb, it's like 50-50 whether they slap it out of your mouth or not.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
No go on the Mr. Pibb.
No.
Okay. Here's my next one.
What do you got?
All right. So here's the thing, and Chris can probably relate. I'm
Bad haircuts?
no. Well, there's
Sorry. I did explain it to them.
Chris.
You're going to miss the ceremony tomorrow
Okay,
night.
we have to talk about this ceremony thing because we were driving down the road and at some point I needed the story on Chris's hairdo. Like,
Right.
what is he thinking?
I feel like we got to bring him over.
I feel like Chris should
we
explain the ceremony, but he's shy. He's a little shy, but I think we need to get him over here because he has gotten so deep into
I
this
was
situation.
like, is he a hunter or a skateboarder?
Right.
Like,
Well,
what?
he is from SLC. You know, I mean, he's kind of
The
he's from
Salt
the
Lake
valley.
City
He's
hood.
from the valley. He's Chris Daly from the Utah Valley. So
So, yeah, he's got a lot of hair
yeah, but only on the top.
right now. Yeah.
Right.
But it looks like he could grow it anywhere he wants.
Oh, dude, and it's funny
He's a hairy
because
dude.
everybody that comes here now, like in these, they're like, oh yeah, he's the guy with the long hair. I'm like, you don't even know like the Chris of, ask Sean DeGray about Chris when they guided in Alaska together. Chris had hair down to his waist. I mean,
Dude.
yeah, his ponytail had a name. Seriously, Chris, what was your ponytail's name?
Sean DeGray named it in a duck blind in California, and the ponytail was Bill.
Wow. Sean DeGray named it.
Yeah, imagine that. Him and Sean are very close. They've shared tents, cots, sleeping bags.
And its name is Bill. So you cut Bill off.
Oh yeah,
Bill's gone.
yeah. Bill's gone.
Wow. Wow.
But last year,
Kill Bill Volume
so his
3.
hair was long, and then
Yeah.
he kind of like there was like a middle, like an awkward phase.
Yeah.
So it was like not long enough to put in a ponytail, but too long to put a hat on. So it was just kind of like Sideshow Bob at times, and it was unmanageable. And he fought it a lot, and he was trying
Yeah.
to figure out what to do, but he just didn't want to get rid of all of it.
Yeah, the trouble that people have that
And-
still have hair. I feel so bad for them.
Let me tell you, it has been a long-standing thing here at Trophies West. I think, what did they have on the table the one year? Like all the clients pulled together, and I think it was like 2 Benelli shotguns and $2,000 on the table to get him to shave his head, and he wouldn't do it.
Whoa.
That's strong.
And then last year, he
That's a
had
man.
3 beers and shaved his head for free with one of the hunters who happened to. How would you describe Kelvin? Like you shaved your head with Kelvin, you know what I mean, for that hunt, like because of that. He's a monk, right? He's
Shut up, rodeo
Yeah.
clown.
I'm getting to stop making fun of my hair, but yeah. Chris's hair is
What's
a
the
Trophies
ceremony?
West deal. It's a Trophies
What's the
West.
ceremony?
The ceremony is tomorrow night when Chris has his first set of elk hunters coming in.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to do a ceremony with shaving of the heads. I believe there's some burning of the sage or hay or alfalfa or something, but it's going to be awesome. Like
The real pagan ritual. Are they going to get naked too, or is
I
it
don't-
just is
I
that
don't-
not?
Is there
I don't think
ceremonial
so.
dress?
I think there could be, but I don't know.
Now, if
No.
they smash a 400
This
pin
is
bitch
actually
bull,
like a
I'm,
super-
Sign me up.
I'm signing up for the
Dude,
ceremony
I'm telling
next
you, like
time.
everybody makes fun of it until it works, but Chris is very into
I'll
this,
be
and I think it's
watching
awesome.
with
Yeah,
much intrigued to see
no,
how
it's
this goes
going to be.
down.
Well, it
Yeah.
won't be. We're not going to put it on Facebook Live. It's a private situation. I'm going to respect that.
I want text message updates.
Yeah. Did you know the guy that Chris shaved his head with last year? You know how big the bull was that he killed? Tell him,
us.
Chris.
Do tell. 406.
So Chris is on
With
a
a
roll.
bow.
So we will see.
He can do any ceremony
He
he
can
wants.
do whatever
right
he
now.
wants.
So-
Absolutely. When you kill giant stuff,
So I'm
you can
leaving
do what you want.
today to go hunt elk for a couple days. I just might have to shave my head on the way out the door.
I would, if I were you, I'd start with your face. I'm just,
Yeah. and then work my way up.
yeah.
Yeah.
That beard's a little.
Well, it's out of control because I've been out for a bit.
Yeah. And I mean, it's,
It's not
the
really a
fullest
beard. It's dirty. No, it's
Like,
not a full beard.
Is it just because you're not that
It's
mature
white.
yet?
No, it's white trash
yeah.
and redneck.
Is it? It's
all in
genetic.
one. It's
Joe
genetic.
Like it's hard
Joe
to
Dirt.
fill in the hole.
Can't do it.
That's actually his summer beard.
It's just
Summer here,
you
summer
want
there.
but you want that breeze to come through.
Absolutely.
Because if it's too thick, then I don't know how those
See, I'm
guys
working
do.
with that whole breeze thing on the top.
I don't have a
got that.
brinker beard. You know?
No,
Brinker
that
beard.
Brinker's unreal. That's a special
I have
one.
a bass hand beard.
Yeah, my pet peeve is you see a deer. Like it drives me nuts when someone's on a stalk.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and especially in a like super killable situation, it's perfect.
Mhm.
And the person just walks right in and blunders in and blows it. Like,
They
especially
they
let's
sneak
say
all the way there.
yeah, especially we talked about this. if they can't see the animal, they're like, well, I saw it go down there. So then they just kind of blunder down there.
Walk down to the edge and look. What was he there?
And then it jumps out and runs, and then they come back, and you're like, you're looking at him. I look at him like, well, what did you expect to happen? You know, and because I'm like that. And then they tell me something like, well, I didn't think it was there.
Yeah.
Then why did you go on the stalk?
Yeah. And at that point, it's not really a stalk. It's more of like a walk.
Right. Yeah. It's like, so to me, like, it's a pet peeve if you have a moment, a chance to kill something, you know, and it's there, then act like it.
Yeah.
Don't just, you know, willy-nilly, recklessly go in and then be surprised when you.
The truth of the matter is you're only going to get a certain amount of stalks in the course of a hunt. So you better take everyone, you know, play everyone like it's game day, because that's what it, you know, it takes a certain amount of stalks usually to have everything go your favor. You know, the wind doesn't swirl at the wrong time, whatever. So you need to go in 100% to every stalk. You might kill a deer on the first stalk, but if you don't kill a deer to the fifth stalk, but you blow the first three, then you don't have your five. Like it just, you know, it's a numbers game.
When I was in Texas last year, we did a couple of stalks where the whitetail buck would go into this thicket and embed, and it's like this little island of maybe brush that's like 10 by 10. You're like, he's in there.
Yeah.
And you know he's in there. You can't see him now, but you're sure he's in there. And Sloan and I spent 2 hours barefoot in cactus sneaking up on this thing. It wasn't there.
No.
I don't know where it went, but it was not there.
Did you ever try like surrounding that thicket with 10 guys and launching arrows into it?
It was
I mean, it could be effective.
But see, that's where sometimes I'll be going on a stalk, and it will take me a long time, and I don't know for sure that the animal is there. And it's like, but what else do I have to do?
Yeah.
Especially when it's afternoon and you're deer hunting. It's like, well, you might as well gamble that it's there and play like it's there and get that shot. And sure enough, I killed a great buck a couple days later doing that exact thing. We didn't know where it was. We knew it went into that thicket. I acted like it was in that thicket, you know, and we could have shown up and found that it was not there. And, but I glassed up a little tiny time and then, got in there and shot. And Barklow was with me on that hunt too.
Really? He's kind of everywhere.
He's a good luck charm for me.
Yeah. Not for himself.
No. Bart, you know, he left with a bit of frustration.
You know what I'm wondering?
He had to draw back.
Like, he's got a 3-hour drive from
so
here
far this season.
back to Bozeman.
Yep.
Straight interstate, straight east, right? Or, west.
West.
I'm a guide. Don't worry.
Right. Yeah.
But, like, how do you envision Barklow, like, on a solid drive like that? Like, I mean, Journey, Don't Stop Believing, Crank to 11, Bitter Face, both hands on the wheel. I mean, how do you, like, in your mind, what's that look like?
In my mind, it's like one hand on the steering wheel, one hand on a sidearm, Metallica, 90 miles an hour, just ready to rip at any second.
Which Metallica song do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, like,
It's good
power ballad Metallica or like bang your head against the dashboard Metallica?
I think he mixes it up.
I got to agree with Ryan, and I think it's.
Well, we're both Ryan, so that was well played.
Thank you. I'm politically savvy. When I do agree, I think it's definitely some angry music.
Yeah,
some angry music.
Yeah,
but I'm not convinced that it's one hand on the wheel and the arm. You know, like that could be different. But there's definitely I have some photos of Barklow in candid moments. He looks like he's preparing to kill a man.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
There's a hardness in there.
And there's only one facial expression. Like, if you don't like that, like, he's not Zoolander. He can't break out blue steel at any moment. Like, there is one facial expression.
Yeah.
I love talking about him while he's not here.
It's the only time it's
I'm kind of
safe.
scared to go back to the office after
He's got to go back and deal with him.
So what I'm trying to say is Barklow is an amazing human.
Oh. This isn't live. This isn't live. He's not listening right now.
No, Barklow's a good guy, intense, super intense, and it comes out in his hunting, and it's been fun getting home.
So I have a question with Barklow, as he is like what's Bassham? What is your strategy for handling Barklow in the cantankerous early morning hours? Pre-dawn, before he
I feel like we have to give a little bit of context to that.
Yeah.
So I mean, so every morning, we've been getting up at 4:30, and everybody, there's morning people and there's not morning people. Barclow's more quiet in the mornings. And so what I learned, my strategy was, 20-foot distance and don't break that 20-foot barrier until he's ready to engage
come into the world
with other humans.
Yeah.
And so that was my strategy.
He nurses a cup of coffee.
He does.
Like just one sip at a time.
Two hands.
Holding
it close.
And he stares at nothing.
I feel like he's going through in his mind
his hit list.
No. Possibly. I was going to go with like potential scenarios that could play out during the hunt that day. But,
gotcha.
But he could be a hit list.
Yeah,
no.
I don't like this
I'm not with you on that, Ryan. He is not playing through potential scenarios. He is angry at the world. Yeah. He is so angry, and it takes a while for him to like
certain
put out the
people
flames.
that need to they need to be careful.
Yeah, he's just mad. He's just sitting there. He's just sitting there angry at everything. And then about an hour or two later, he starts to smile and even say a joke here and there, and then he's back.
Morning people versus numb. I think Chris will be the first to tell you that I'm an incredible morning person. I jump out of bed, just dance across the floor. I'm like, welcome everybody to another day.
That's truthfully kind of how I am.
I'm pretty sure there has been times that Chris has wanted to drown me in the morning.
the happy guy.
I'm more like in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, like I mean,
I'm not Barclow. I'm not planning my hit list.
And I have been,
but I'm not like
I've been victim of being Barclow.
Out of bed either,
dude. Late into the guide season, I'll come out with. I always put a hoodie on in the morning because I'm
going
from
first.
Texas. I'm cold blooded, so I put my hood up, and that was like a thing. Like repeat clientele, just don't talk to Rocket until he takes the hood down. I will sit right there with 20 people at the table drinking coffee. No one will talk to me, and then I'll be like, "Oh, good morning, Rocket." But I've worked on getting better at that because Chris has brought that to my attention. He's like, "Dude, can I say dick on the podcast? You're a dick in the morning."
Kind of like Richard.
I feel like, for me, like, I don't feel that way. Like, when I get up and it's hunting, in general, I'm like, all right, let's go.
You are that annoying guy.
You're morning guys.
Yeah.
And I'll start going off like that. And
you notice nobody else talks to you in the morning. Like, you're just in your own space.
I kind of, and that's me, like, pulling it way back.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Oh, that's you on.
Yeah, imagine being.
That's level one.
God.
Imagine being in a Kafaru Tut teepee, right? Pyramid, and you're sitting there, and next to you is Aaron Snyder, who's like Barclow.
Aaron seems like a morning person to me, and a happy, excited guy.
He is, unless he's been hunting for consecutive days and hasn't killed anything.
Gotcha.
Then he becomes
intense.
Focused. Extremely intense and focused.
Barclow's there. It's been 10 days without drawing a bow.
You wake up in the morning and you're like, and I'm like, today's going to be the day. Let's do this, and I'm trying to be optimistic. That's just how I am. And Aaron's just like, there's nothing but hatred, just seething. Like, so I have learned, and my strategy for Barclow and Aaron Snyder consequently is try to keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut and just cook your food. Don't talk.
I don't have that ability.
We talked about that the other day. So share your strategy for dealing with.
My strategy for dealing with anything is to try to make somebody laugh. Like, I could be at a funeral. I'll try to make somebody laugh. Like, I could be in a war zone in Afghanistan. I'm going to try to make somebody laugh. Like, that's it. Like, that's my go-to.
And I'll say
weird that I've made a career out of that for 20 years, but
I'll say that about Barclow too. When he's feeling dark, he starts, they're a little macabre, but he starts dropping jokes and then you're like, and some of it you're like, well, that's savage, but it's also, he's like, he said, what did he say last night? Well, that's how I cope with intense situations.
Absolutely.
Right?
And a lot of people are like that. For sure. I've cracked through the veneer. I've made him smile and the ride home, like you say he's not a morning person, but like honestly to me with Barclow, it was the ride, like it gets dark, we're done hunting, we've got like a 45-minute ride back to the lodge. He holds his bow in front of him in the truck in the front seat and he stares out the window. Like I'd like to think that he's watching for deer, helping me drive. But I don't think that's it.
No, I think he's a little angry that he didn't draw his bow back.
Yeah, and I'm driving going, I failed as a guide, and he makes me feel like I failed as a man.
If he hates clowns? I think it's possible.
Uh-oh.
It's very possible that he hates clowns more now.
I don't think so. I think you know what?
The clown guide didn't.
No.
Clown guide. No. Wow.
It's not true, though. I put him on.
That's true.
I put him on the biggest deer of the trip.
Yeah.
So
he's on a good deer.
He didn't draw his bow, but he's getting older. His reflexes are slowing down. No, I'm just kidding. God, don't air that. Please edit that out.
Let's take that part out.
No, that guy was awesome. That guy's cool. I had a lot of fun with all of you guys. We had quite the eclectic.
We did.
Got a bunch of guys stuffed in my pickup driving around Montana.
I think that's the fun part about hunts like this is all the hunts. We talked about this. There's the solo hunts I'm gravitating toward a little more, but the camaraderie in camp is and on the hunt is the best.
I think you have to appreciate all of it. Like I leave today to go on a solo elk hunt, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But as a waterfowl hunter, like some of my favorite stuff is, my experiences is just the people you share the blind with.
Yep.
And you gotta appreciate all of it for what it is. Yeah.
For sure, it's about the journey, not the destination.
That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Agreed.
So we do, and we try to do that here. Chris feels the same way. Chris and I have had long, deep philosophical conversations about that, but it's about the experience. To me, there's a million things that surround hunting and that make hunting great. The kill at the end of the hunt, for me, absolutely, without question, least important part of it.
Yeah.
Least important part of it. I like the planning and preparation better than I like the kill. I mean, all of it is more important to me.
Yeah. So, Bassham, any more pet peeves?
People who call him fish pig.
No, I'm good with that.
You like that?
Yeah, no, I've lived that my whole life. I'm good with that.
I thought I was being super creative. He's like, yeah, it's been my nickname since college, clown.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't have any ticks. We talked about ticks.
Oh, yeah.
I have a true hatred for
I
ticks.
will say, I was creeped out with my deer.
Dude, I can't stand them.
There's a lot of ticks around the man region on that deer.
Yeah.
I was like, on the white fur, I was like, whoa, there was, it was a pile. It's summer.
They're,
that buck
evil.
Probably, I think it was the same buck from the morning. I think had velvet this morning.
Yeah.
Now he's hardhorn.
Yeah.
You watched one do that in 20 minutes.
How
crazy.
Cool is that?
So cool.
I mean, a big deer, like 170-inch deer, he watched rub all of his velvet off in 20 minutes.
Pretty awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How fast they're
day
just like, you know what?
in the woods.
Summer's over.
You know what's interesting too is of all the deer we saw, honestly, like that 170, and you guys saw deer I didn't see.
Right.
Like the real big slobs, I was off somewhere else. But that 170, you're like, I won't score that well for how big it is.
Yeah.
It's interesting because that deer looked like a stud.
Yeah.
He was nice. He had a really cool frame, and I got to the point because I watched this deer for 3 hours, and watching him strip that velvet, it was like, I want that deer. It's become it's a new dimension
Obsessed.
of cool.
You got connected.
I wanted that deer.
You were connected.
That's cool. Tall buck. So ticks. Rodeo clown.
It's like just pushing.
Is there a rodeo specific pet peeve? I mean, we've been talking about some hunting related pet peeves.
Honestly, but we don't need to. I mean, do you want to go there?
I don't know.
I have in the rodeo world, and honestly, it's a lot like the hunting world, just at a much more dangerous level. Like the fake guys, there are guys that go and get on bulls on a weekend just for all the wrong reasons, to impress their girlfriend, to so they can go back to work on Monday and be like, yeah, I ride bulls on the weekend. They have no business getting on bulls. They don't work at it. They don't train for it. They get one jumped at the gate. It's embarrassing. That's not a sport. Bull riding and rodeo is not it's not a hobby.
Yeah.
You either do it at the highest level and try to be the best ever, or you don't do it at all, because it's deadly serious. And every single time you get on a bull, you could die. Every single time.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get on the most gentle bull in the world. That bull still weighs 2,000 pounds, and if it steps on your head by accident, it will squash you like a pumpkin, and you will die.
Yeah.
It is not a game. It's just not. It's people treat it like I hear it all the time when I'm traveling around, especially like in the hunting industry. You'll get kind of I'll meet a TV show host, he'll find out what I do, and he's kind of he's kind of been drinking his own Kool-Aid and thinks that he's special, and he'll say, "Oh man, I want to get on a bull." Like, that's stupid. To just want to do it once in your life to like prove your manhood is stupid because that's the one time in your life that's the one time that bull might step on your head.
I don't suffer from that.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
See, but it's weird because I'd let you get on the bull. No,
you couldn't stop me.
You couldn't stop me. But no, and that goes right with the hunting world. People who do things for other people's acceptance rather than because they love it. Like I just, and maybe I'm just lucky. Maybe I'm lucky to be able to do things that I'm extremely passionate about. And I know that I'm lucky, but I believe that everybody has something they're passionate about. Just do that. Dude, if you're like super passionate about playing the clarinet and that's all you ever do and you've got tons of Instagram pictures of playing the clarinet and you talk to me all the time about playing the clarinet, I don't care about the damn clarinet, but I love that you're real and doing what you're doing. Like, be you, dude. Like, just do you.
Yeah. I would say one thing that I'm not very patient with, one thing as a pet peeve that I don't deal with, my kids can attest to this. It's the Gritty podcast. If you're not gritty, we're gonna probably, and we're hunting together.
Yeah.
And if you're slowing me down or you're whining because you're cold, or I have a really hard time dealing with that.
Yeah.
It's like, get tough, with my kids. It's like, hey, I don't care if you're cold. I don't even want to hear about it. It's just, that's part of life. Get over it. Yeah. So we do a lot of that at my house. So my kids don't really complain.
No.
Because it doesn't get them anywhere.
No. You don't feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
Oh, you're cold. Let me get you a sweater. No.
I still want to want them to have fun, and I want to take care of them and all that. But at the same time, there's a way you approach life, and that is, you make things happen. And if you're that person that says I can't or I won't or this isn't working, I hate it. I hate it when someone says I can't do that. And you're like, maybe you can. I mean,
try hard.
That's a great point. You can either let things happen to you or you can make things happen for you.
Right.
And
it's ownership.
I'm a maker, dude. Like if you want something, go out and do it. There's nothing you can't do. And you don't fail until the day you either quit trying or die. Because if you're still trying, you haven't failed yet.
That's right. Yes, sir. All right. We good?
Yeah.
You got all that off your chest?
I feel better now.
You feel
yes and no. Well,
I mean, we could do this for 4 hours. But
and here's the reality. We didn't go super hard in the paint?
No.
Like not like
we just
Grumpy and the Clown would?
No.
But this is a podcast in which we've got to
try to keep it somewhat positive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're trying to inspire, instill a little fear.
But yeah, no, feeling good.
Yeah, there was no way we were broaching some of the topics in that truck on this show.
Well, it's weird that we waited to do this until he left.
I think he had to, though. Because then the show would have been so edited.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't have aired it.
Yeah, like he would have been edited out.
Yes, would have been a lot of that. So, no, it was a great trip. People can get a hold of they can check out Trophies West. You can go to Instagram, check it out.
At Trophies West on Instagram.
They can check out Rodeo Rex at Instagram, one of my new favorite channels.
Rodeo Rex. You're such a freak, dude. That's awesome.
Dude, you can just see people get smashed by bulls.
See, rodeo people don't watch that because that's negative energy. You don't want to see it.
And you might see Rocky Ryan on there.
Yesterday, there was a dude who ran and jumped and climbed the wall as the bull was chasing him. Got way up there. I mean, up there. And then he leaned out like this to taunt the bull as the bull was under him. And that bull kicked him in the face.
Nice.
And that guy flew through the air, landed on the ground, and did not move. Yeah. Like, I think he might have died. I think he was dead.
Jeez.
And that bull's feet went like 11 feet in the air.
Yeah.
The back feet. Just tagged that guy.
Like a ninja.
Like, the guy's like, oh, look at me. I'm up here. Smash. It's like, wow. That was brutal. It looked like it was in Mexico or something. Yeah. Definitely wasn't
Things are different
a U.S. rodeo.
Things are a little different down there.
Yeah, a little bit. So, yeah. And then Rocket Ryan.
Yeah.
People can follow you.
Instagram, Rocket Ryan Rodeo. I've got like
6 posts?
7 followers, I think I'm up to now.
That's strong.
Yeah. I feel like it's a strong.
I'll make it
Insta
8.
famous.
I'll make it 8.
What else do you, man? You do more though.
I do. So I've got my own personal is Rocket Ryan Rodeo, and I keep that pretty. My rodeo stuff in my family. That's kind of so that's why it's not a big following. But I have a lifestyle brand called Elk Madness. And so I've got a big Instagram following on Elk Madness where that's just pretty much, I'm an elk freak. Like I know we hunted deer this week, but that's a whole nother topic we can get into. Like elk have changed my life. Elk and elk hunting has made me make all the poor decisions that I've made up to this point. So like, it's just, that's my religion. So I started a little lifestyle brand called Elk Madness, and it's got a following on Instagram and Facebook. And it's just kind of just elk stuff, man. Like elk hunting, little education, little just, it's not deep. It's very, it's not very deep and introspective. It's just elk, man. Elk all the time.
What's the Instagram handle?
At Elk Madness.
Oh, that's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
And, Ryan, I was stalking your Instagram page and
his Instagram page is awesome.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
It's,
thank you.
You've got quite a big following and the photography. People definitely, you might check out Elk Madness, but you absolutely got to check out I Get Ducks.
I Get Ducks. What a cool name for Instagram too. Like, we had this conversation.
Get the ducks.
Do you get them, like gather them, or do you understand them?
Like very
I
deep
get ducks, dude. Like I get you
on every level. I get them.
You get them.
I Get Ducks on Instagram
ducks.
at I Get Ducks. Yep. How long you been running that page?
I started that page. Pretty soon on when Instagram first
came
launched
out
as a platform. Yeah. And so started out as just kind of my personal account and pictures of my kids, that kind of stuff. And then as a booking agent, I started, using it to sell hunts.
So the photography thing, when did you get into that? Because
my wife,
you're
Marissa,
pretty
and
decent with the camera.
Well, thank you.
You're all right.
I appreciate that. So my wife is actually the photographer, and I've just kind of learned from her. And so Marissa and I've been doing photography 10 years now. Yeah. And so I just kind of fumble around and get lucky. Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
He just borrowed her really good camera since she'd had all the settings.
Totally. Ryan, go to
just
menu.
run it on automatic, dude, and don't mess up.
I appreciate it. No, it's, for me, just kind of, I love everything about the hunt, and then started picking up the camera and being able to capture those moments became just as gratifying for me. So I don't know, it's been cool. And then, that page for me is just kind of turned into a place to put my photos.
Yeah. How long have you been, with Sitka?
Been with Sitka 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah,
so when it says I Get Ducks and you're posting pictures of like elk and deer and like stuff from Africa, does that make people angry?
Yeah, I think sometimes it confuses people. Like, I thought he got ducks, but he's also getting Cape Buffalo, and he's getting elk, and he's getting moose. I don't understand why he just doesn't get ducks. Is that some sort of duck I didn't know existed? Like, what do I not know? No,
I feel like if you work for Sitka, you hunt everything.
Yeah, at the end of the day, waterfowl maybe, I'm equally as passionate about anything and everything hunting around the globe.
But waterfowl's your category,
and
man.
that's it's been my jam above
you tell
all
them, Rocket.
hunting jams. So,
stay at your home.
You should
stay at home.
It puts the lotion on its skin. Waterfowl is probably my biggest passion in the world of hunting, but I'm just as passionate about everything else as reality.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
We're gonna get you over here.
What's the booking? What's the
Chris.
booking agency you're talking about?
It's called Trophy Expeditions. My parents have been managing a travel agency for a little over 40 years, and so it's been kind of cool being a part of the world of travel as a family and how that business functions. And the booking agency is an extension of that my mom, my dad, my wife, and I all help out with. So
that's cool.
Pretty cool. Taking me to a lot of interesting places.
Awesome. And do you guys do hunts and stuff, or?
Yeah, no, all of it. So kind of, one-stop shop sort of a scenario. Hunt bookings, the majority of what we do is, booking the air travel and making sure that, all the paperwork's in line for breeding trophies back from international hunts and working with a U.S. Customs broker. And
you got some cool photos of international animals and hunts on that page. They're beautiful.
Thanks.
And
there's stuff I didn't even know existed.
Yeah. And then
it's cool stuff out there.
That story about the Cape Buffalo that tried to kill you. That was cool.
Yeah, that was exciting.
That was that's a
you
good
needed
story.
a rodeo clown.
I did need a rodeo clown. Next time, next year when I go to Africa, I'm bringing Rocket.
Yeah, you have your PH, your tracker, and your rodeo clown. That's
That
what you do
makes
when you hunt
so
Cape Buff,
you have
right?
no idea how much sense that makes.
So how do you handle if it's charging and the bullet didn't work? What's your next move? Rocket?
Me personally,
yeah.
I just make sure that I'm not the slowest guy in the group.
Yeah, you
You don't have to be the fastest. You just got to be faster than one guy.
Yeah, it's true.
Same with grizzly bears.
That's
Outrun your buddy.
But you were saying it's safer to be closer to.
I don't know about a Cape Buff, but like an actual bull in the, like, cause I would assume they're built the right way,
They're
but like it
built
would
similar.
be total, like I'm not going to like give somebody some advice to like throw a fake and step around a Cape Buff, then they die and I'm that guy. But,
You're
like
now liable.
with a rodeo bull, like it takes them a certain amount of forward momentum to turn 100. They can't just spin on
They're
a dime.
built so similar. There's
Yeah,
gotta
they're
be
built
some-
so.
I
if
would
you stay
think-
close to that and you drive, they tell you to drive to that inside shoulder. So like you throw a fake to break him down, to make him sketch. You're supposed to look at what lead he's coming in on, but most guys are just like don't even know that they have feet at that moment because they're like
I couldn't process it.
But you watch that lead because if you go into his lead with your fake, you just gave him all the advantage. So you go, and then you step around, and then as he's coming around, if you get in that pocket and drive to that shoulder, you're safe because you can just pivot. Now this is all in theory. I'm 43 and I'm carrying about 5 extra pounds, and but back when I was younger, I could do it, and there are a lot of talented guys doing it right now. But I mean, that's the theory behind it. Like it's the closer you are, that's what those old school guys always told you. Like get close. Those guys that are scared and they stay about 10 feet away from the bull and try to move around, like that bull will cut you off. He'll figure out that angle and cut you off. But if you stay close, that bull's just trying to, and then you'll see those guys will put their hand on him so you know where he's at and you can actually push off him and use that momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch some of these young guys, it's unreal.
When I was watching, I noticed a trend, a theme, a consistent, trend.
Mm-hmm.
If the bull had longer, like forward-facing horns, he'd tend to get more clowns.
Those are not horns; those are clown stabbers.
Yeah. If they had short horns, I could see they were like boom, boom, dodging and stuff. But there were a few times where those bulls with the long horns, it was rare that I saw a bull get a guy that didn't have some pokers. So definitely
clown killers.
I'd be
Clown
looking
stabbers.
at the bull that I'm going after, and it's like, okay, he's got another 12 inches more than the average bull.
Right.
I'd be a little. I mean, that's my that's my quick gritty assessment. And then I'd be prepared to give him a little extra space, maybe.
Little space.
But yeah, you could see they just barely hook a guy, like barely get him because of that.
Well,
little
they're
extra
just
reach.
like, I mean, you see it with elk. You're like, how does an elk walk through the timber, right? But just like an elk, those bulls know exactly where their horns are, know exactly where the ends. I mean, they could just unbutton your shirt with those horns if they wanted to. Like, they know how to use them. They know where they're at.
That's
So
crazy.
you need to be respectful of that.
Sure. So tell me this, like, are there bulls that you know, like,
Oh, yeah.
like they're like,
They're famous, right?
Oh,
They're
well,
famous.
and not just that, but when you go down the road and do this, like you get to knowing these, like the guys that own the bulls and haul the bulls are called stock contractors, right? Like that's their business. They own bucking bulls, bucking horses, the cattle. They bring in to a rodeo and they produce a rodeo, right? So like one stock contractor might produce 15 or 20 or whatever rodeos across the country. So as you're traveling around, you're like, oh, I'm going to work at Benny Butler Rodeo, or I'm going to work at, Lancaster Rodeo, whatever that may be. Well, you get to knowing their bulls because they're hauling those bulls for years, and those bulls become, obviously you want to haul your best bulls, right? Because the bulls, just like the cowboys, are building points and stuff to go and to get voted at the to go to the NFR. So like, stock list comes out for the NFR, that's hand chosen by the guys. So it's just as big of a deal for a stock contractor to get as many of his bulls and horses selected for the NFR, the National Finals Rodeo, as it is for a cowboy to be there. It's a big deal. So you haul your best bulls. So yeah, you get to know them, absolutely.
It's pretty cool.
yeah. Are there some that like score more points because they get more clowns?
No, the clown thing is strictly for
just
entertainment.
bonus.
Like there's
It's the best part of the rodeo.
No, it's,
I mean, that or when someone gets smashed.
that's the old school guys would be like, man, the fans of rodeo are brutal. They don't want to see anybody get killed, but if somebody does, they sure don't want to miss it.
That's right. All right. Well, folks, Thanks for tuning in to the Gritty Podcast. And check out I Get Ducks. Check out Trophies West, Elk Madness. And as always, thanks for listening. Stay gritty. Despite our ever-changing, ever-indignant world with its growing ignorance of and indifference to the ways of the wild, I remain a predator, pitying those who revel in artificiality and synthetic success while regarding me and my kind as relics of a time and place no longer valued or understood. I stalk a real world of dark wood and tall grass stirred by a restless wind blowing across sunlit water and beneath star-strewn sky. And on those occasions when I choose to kill, to claim some small part of nature's bounty for my own, I do so by choice, quickly, with the learned efficiency of a skilled hunter. Further, in my heart and mind, I know the truth and make no apologies for my actions or my place in time. Others around me may opt to eat only plants, nuts, and fruits. Still others may employ faceless strangers to procure their meats, their leather, their feathers, and all those niceties and necessities of life. Such is their right, of course, and I wish them well. All I ask in return is no one begrudge me, and all of us who may answer the primordial stirrings within our hunter souls, my right to do some of these things myself. What you just heard is a quote from M.R. James. We truly live in a world that is largely ignorant and indifferent to the ways of the wild. And although some regard us as relics of a time and place no longer valued or understood, we have the opportunity to change the way these people view the hunter and the hunt. We can share our experiences and nature's bounty with those who employ these faceless strangers. And by so doing, we make a difference, not just for ourselves, but for the wild animals in the wild places we care so deeply about. Never stop sharing your passion for hunting and the outdoors. Our wild animals and our wild places depend on it.
This is Ty Stubblefield, and you're listening to the Gritty Bowman.
Gritty Bowman.